and then I used that momentum to run out into the street myself. Oh! At first, Mayuri was confused, but she eventually hugged her back gently. Aww. I knew what this meant. I knew, but I pretended I didn't. She's in Radicon right now. Are they going to send her back? Are they sending her back to the future? Huh? Hey, whoa, hey! You think this content is free? Well, I mean, it is, but that's besides the point. You need to pay your ruffian taxes.
What do you mean, taxes? I watch your videos to escape real life.
You know exactly what I mean. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell to get notified when I drop more content, and leave a comment.
Thanks for watching, and enjoy the video, okay? Alright, bye-bye.
How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Steins Gate 0. And last time, apparently, Okabe's mom has something to do with this whole ordeal. That's crazy. She's never been mentioned up till this point. So basically, we were in another world line, and we were about to get raided, and Kagari, or I guess Kurits inside of Kagari's body, said for us to basically switch world lines for the greater good or whatever. So she basically used, she put her hand on our hand, and we clicked the button, or she clicked the button, one of the two, I can't remember now. And the world line changed. And so in this new world line, Mayuri had been singing a song, and that sent Kagari into a tizzy. And so we spent the whole last episode trying to figure out where that song came from, because Mayuri said she learned it from, who was it? Was it Yuki? Who then learned, or no, she learned it from Suzuha, who learned it from Yuki, who learned it from apparently Okabe's mom. So that's what happened. That's a thing. And apparently a little bit has changed now. I think Kagari doesn't recall that we are, or that she is, excuse me, Mayuri's daughter, among, other different changes from the last world line. Very, very minuscule, but basically everything's been reset to where she doesn't have her memories again and all that. So we're hoping if we can figure out what the song is, or at least who it belongs to, and maybe its significance, maybe it'll help Kagari get her memories back in some way. So yeah, with that, let's just jump into this, shall we?
Wow, so Yuki's a friend of yours?
After hearing the shocking news that Kagari's song traced its roots all the way back to my mom, we went back to the lab. It would have been embarrassing to call my mom in front of Mayuri and Kagari. So I went out up to the roof in the cold to call home. When I asked my mom if she was going to a cooking class, she seemed surprised that I didn't know.
I see. That song, huh? I had no idea I was singing it. That's kind of embarrassing.
Where'd you learn that song?
Where?
Like, you heard it on the radio? Or maybe you heard someone else singing it?
It was you.
It was us? Huh? Oh, the plot thickens. Holy crap. What? Us? Huh?
You used to sing it.
What? What? What are you talking about? That's impossible.
You remember when you were in middle school and Mayuri got really depressed, right? When her grandma died. Everybody was really worried. But one day she suddenly got better. But then you started going crazy. What was all that about? You were a bad scientist?
Please stop. Was there anything in the world more terrifying than hearing about your own dark history from your mom?
When you started being a bad whatsits, you would sing that song whenever you took a bath. You sang it so often, I guess I learned it.
I sang it?
That's right. You don't remember? Oh, a customer's here. Bye. It's going to rain soon, so come home quick.
Seriously? Interesting. So where did he learn it from when he was younger then? That's weird.
So, Ocarine, how'd it go?
Did you find anything out?
I explained what I'd heard from my mom, even though I didn't really understand it myself.
What?
Yeah, they were surprised. I was more surprised than anybody. I was so surprised that I was actually feeling pretty calm.
So, what does this all mean?
What did it mean? Kagari had learned the song from Mayuri in the future. Mayuri had learned it in the present from Suzuha. Suzuha had learned it from Yuki in the future. Yuki had learned it from my mom. And my mom had learned it from me. Did I ever sing?
Mayushi doesn't remember.
If it was a popular song, maybe I would have hummed it, but no luck. I can't remember.
What do we do? We're out of clues, aren't we?
Mayuri looked like she was about to cry. Kagari gave her a gentle hug.
Please calm down, Mayuri. Okabe, does the fact that you sang it when Mayuri was depressed give you any kind of clue?
I don't know. I didn't really do anything special. All I did was go see Mayuri when she was visiting her grandmother's grave. That was when Kiyoma Haowen, now sealed away, had been born.
Should we go to her grave then? You might remember something.
Was that possible?
After all this, I want to see through this to the end.
Ocarine, Mayushi wants you to do it too.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you.
The sun was about to set, so we decided to go the next day. Huh. Okay. This is interesting. The next day, the sky had been cloudy since morning. I met with Kagari and Mayuri at a spot near the cemetery where her grandmother was buried.
It looks like it's going to rain, huh?
I didn't bring an umbrella. The weather said it wasn't going to rain.
Mayushi didn't either.
And I never brought an umbrella when it wasn't raining. In other words, nobody had an umbrella. Let's finish this before the rain starts.
Okay. Your grandma will be happy you came, I bet.
Yeah.
And Kagary's here today, too.
Wait, she said your grandma. Did she mean her grandma? Okay.
I can't wait to introduce my wonderful new friend to Grandma.
Mayuri.
Okarin, let's hurry. There's a lot Mayushi wants to tell Grandma.
Yeah. Let's hurry. We finally arrived at the cemetery. The skies were getting darker, and it felt like it could rain at any minute. We finished cleaning the grave, and each of us put our hands together in front of us. Then Mayuri sat down and started talking to her grandma. Kagari and I watched her from a short distance away.
And then Kagari came in, and she was so surprised. She fell down and went bang! Mayushi was really scared and really worried, but I had to go to work. So I said to Okarin and Daru, "Take care of Kagari," and left the lab. But I was so worried I thought my heart was going to burst.
Okabe.
Kagari whispered to me, concerned. Oh, don't worry about Mayuri. That's kind of like a ritual.
A ritual?
Yeah. She loved her grandma a lot. And when her grandma died, it was like she lost her soul. For about 6 months, she wouldn't say a word to anyone. She'd just come here and stand all day. It was like she was praying to go be with her grandma.
And you brought her back, didn't you?
How did you know?
Mayuri told me.
That girl.
Aw, come on. It's cool. Kiyoma Haoen, the mad scientist.
Stop it. I was desperate for any idea I could think of. Looking back, it was the right answer, but it was still really embarrassing. I'd used every bit of knowledge I could scrape up from anime and video games to try and keep Mayuri's soul from leaving us. I won't let anyone take you away. Mayuri is my hostage. She's a sacrifice for my human experiments. There's no escaping me.
Oh. Mayushi's your hostage. I guess I'm stuck here, huh?
No. I think that's a wonderful story.
Is it?
It is.
Hmm?
It started raining.
I looked up just in time for a drop to fall on my cheek. Oh no. A cold rain started to come down.
I didn't think it would start so soon. What should we do?
We'd just gotten here and hadn't done anything yet. I wanted to at least do a little research before we left. Let's find a place where we can get out of the rain. We can get umbrellas at the convenience store if we need them.
Okay. Mayuri, let's head back to the store for now.
Huh? Wow, it's raining.
The rain started to come down harder as we ran toward the station.
Yeah! soaked.
We should have bought the umbrellas first, huh?
We need to take a shower or we'll catch a cold. I know. Kagari, want to come to my Yushi's house? We can take a shower together.
Different culture?
Huh?
Mayuri turned around and suddenly stopped. I stopped too. I looked back and saw that Kagari wasn't keeping up with us. Huh? She was standing some distance away, with a blank look on her face. She was facing us, but seemed to be staring off into the distance.
Kagari, what's wrong?
I can hear it.
Her voice was flat and emotionless. It was like she was a different person than the one that had been there a moment before. What can you hear?
A voice.
Oh no! Is this what happened when she was with Suzuha? And went like psycho ninja type deal?
Oh no. I hear a voice.
Kagari?
Mayuri started to walk towards Kagari.
I have to go.
And suddenly, Kagari ran through the puddles of water and out into the street.
Kagari!
A truck was coming. Oh no! Oh!
Kagari! Run!
Mayuri screamed, and my body moved on its own. I yanked Mayuri's shoulder down and knocked her to the ground so that she couldn't run out on her own.
Yeah!
And then I used that momentum to run out into the street myself. Oh!
Oh, Karin!
Oh, what the frick?
A long time ago, the air wasn't dirty like it is now, so nobody cared if they got wet in the rain. When Mommy was your age, Kagari, she loved the rain. She ran around outside with Okarin. When you run in the rain, it's like you're swimming in the sea. Okarin and Mommy were fish, swimming in the sea. The only two fish in the world. It was so much fun.
When was that? After I'd been separated from Big Sis Suzuha in 1998, I was locked somewhere for a long time. When did I escape? Why did I escape? I wanted to see Mommy all of a sudden. That was the only reason. Oh. At the place where she was kept, Kagari was waiting for the professor to come like always when she happened to look outside and see that it was raining. When she smelled the water through the window, she remembered what her mom had said. And the next thing she knew, she'd taken off the headset she was wearing. Nobody had expected it, so escaping was easy. She ripped off the cords on her arms and used the little window to go outside. And then she snuck in the back of a truck that was just leaving the parking lot. The facility she'd been kept in must have been deep within the mountains. After hours of shaking, the truck finally reached a town somewhere. When the truck stopped, she jumped out and wandered in the rain with nowhere to go. She didn't have any destination in mind. She wanted to see her mom, but she didn't know where she was. And even if she did find her, Her mom would have been younger than Kagari and wouldn't know who she was. She'd run away from the facility on impulse, but she had no money, and there was nothing she could do except wait for the professor to come find her. Until then, she wanted to get wet in the rain. The rain kept falling for a long time. Her clothes got wet, but she didn't care.
It's so weird that the rain doesn't hurt.
The rain in this era didn't sting when it landed on your skin. It was warm. For the first time, Kagari learned that nature could do things other than hurt you. There was life in this rain. That's how it felt to her. The rain in this era was alive. It was totally different than the dead rain of the future. Kagari kept walking, enjoying the feeling of being surrounded by living rain. How long had she walked? When her legs finally started to get tired, she sat down at a bench with a roof over it. Oh, a bus stop. It was a trolley platform. It was unmanned, without even a ticket station. So she said professor, right? So can we assume that professor is Professor Leskinen? And if that's the case, then it is the same on these kind of slightly different world lines. Then I guess it wouldn't have changed too much from the first route, right? So interesting. She sat down and looked up at the sky. The rain was still falling.
I'm sure God doesn't like this rain. He probably likes the dead rain better than the living rain. Otherwise, I can't explain why the rain in the future is dead.
The dead rain sure didn't seem better than the living rain to Kagari. But there was one thing she was sure of. In the future, where her mom was, the rain was dead. When she saw her mom again, the rain would be dead. So she wasn't really mad at God.
Are you lost?
A boy was standing next to the bench. He was the same age as Kagari, or maybe a little younger. He was holding an umbrella, but the area below his knees was soaking wet. He must have walked in the rain for a long time. Kagari said nothing as he sat down next to her. He looked tired and in pain.
Me too.
The boy talked to her in a voice that was a whisper. What he talked about, she couldn't remember. But he seemed to be in so much pain, as if he was carrying the weight of the whole world's sadness on his shoulders. Why had he talked to her when they'd never met before? Why had he decided to open up to Kagari? Strangely, it didn't bother her. She was the same. She was the same as he was. And strangely, she realized something. There were things in this world that you just couldn't change. There were things in this world where all you could do was watch them slip through your fingers. You couldn't give up on them, but you had no choice but to give up. She felt that despair. Maybe the rain had brought the two of them together. There were so many people in the world, and yet the two of them had no one they could talk to. So maybe the rain had brought them together. The living rain. The warm rain. The gentle rain.
Okarin and Mommy were fish, swimming in the sea.
The only two fish in the world.
Mommy had looked so happy when she told that story. But it sounded sad to Kagari, because the world was so big, and it was just the two of them alone. It would be lonely and sad to have no one else there. That's what she'd thought. But now she understood how Mom felt. Just a little. Just two fish, alone in the world. But that was different than being totally alone. No matter what else, there was someone next to you who felt the same way. It was lonely, but she was sure it wasn't that lonely. That's what she felt, at the bottom of the sea of living rain.
Searching for one thing. The laughter of the stars, shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it.
There was nothing Kagari could do for the boy, but she felt like he needed that song. The next thing she knew, the boy was gone.
The rain's not stopping, huh?
I've been looking for you. Come on, let's go. What's wrong?
I have to go.
She shook off the professor's hand and ran off into the street through the pouring rain. And then she saw a truck splashing up water from the puddles as it came barreling towards her. Oh, shoot. She was having like a flashback.
I'm alive?
Kagari woke up and realized she was in a hospital bed.
Kagari!
Mayuri was looking down at her with eyes swollen bright red.
Okarin! Kagari's awake!
Kagari! You were almost hit by a truck. You weren't hurt, but you passed out. So we called an ambulance just in case. You don't have an insurance card, so the bills are probably going to be crazy.
It doesn't matter. It was the only thing we could do. I'm just glad you're safe, Kagari. Okarin saved you at the last second. Mayushi thought you were both dead. Mayushi thought...
Don't cry, Mayuri.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I kind of remember. Okabe jumped out to save me. I'm sorry. I don't know what was wrong with me. Thanks.
No. I'm just glad you're safe. In a fit of emotion, Mayuri leapt on Kagari.
Aw.
I'm so glad, Kagari! I was really worried.
Mayuri.
No, that wasn't right. Kagari finally understood everything. That wasn't right. This wasn't Mayuri. Yes, that's right. This was Mommy. What? She remembered? Huh. Okay.
I finally get to meet you.
Now it was Kagari's turn to give Mayuri a big hug.
Mommy! Huh? Huh?
Mommy? Kagari? No. Mayushi's not your mommy.
You are! You're Kagari's mommy!
She couldn't stop herself from talking like a little girl. The last 10 years vanished, and Kagari was once again a small child. Mommy? Kagari, your memories are back?
Uncle Okarin. Yeah. I remember it all now. I'm Mayuri Shina's daughter. My name is Kagari.
Huh? But you're older than me, Kagari. And Mayushi's never, had a baby or anything.
Mommy, I'm from the future. In the future, you adopted me when I was an orphan.
Mayushi did?
That's right. You were the one who gave me a reason to live. You sent me to the safest place you could think of, so that I wouldn't be in danger.
The safest place?
The past. You probably thought that if I lived in a time when Japan was at peace, I could be safe. But I still missed you. I couldn't find you here. No matter how safe it is, I didn't want to live without you. Mommy, I missed you.
Kagari clung to Mayuri on the soft bed and cried for a long time. At first, Mayuri was confused, but she eventually hugged her back gently. Aww.
Kagari.
Mommy.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm sorry. It must have been so hard. You must have been so lonely. You were sad for so long because of me, weren't you? I'm sorry.
Mommy.
Aw. Wholesome. And that's how I, Kagari Shina, got all my memories back. The next several months were wonderful. Every day I would come to the lab and play with Mommy and her friends. They were all wonderful people. There was never a moment where something fun wasn't happening. Mommy especially tried to spend as much time with me as possible. We'd eat together, go shopping together, or sometimes just walk around with no goal in mind. That normal life was everything I'd ever wanted. The voice I'd heard before began to vanish as I spent more time with her. Mommy always smiled, and she always seemed so happy to hear what I had to say. I was so happy. We had a lot of sleepovers too. At the lab, at Mommy's house, at Luca's house. We'd stay up late eating snacks and talking, and then I'd sleep in the same futon as Mommy. We'd both whisper that song. That song that she told me brought us together. And it did. When I was little, Mommy taught me this song. And she learned it from Big Sis Suzaha. And Big Sis Suzaha learned it from Yuki. And Yuki learned it from Uncle Okarin's mom. And Uncle Okarin's mom learned it from Uncle Okarin. And I didn't know for sure. But if that was true, it was wonderful. I talked about a lot more with Mommy. About school, about the lab, about Uncle Okarin, about the future, about love, about all kinds of things. One day, she said this to me.
Hey, Kagari. Mayushi had an idea. Maybe this song is a song to make the person you love feel better. They lost their most important treasure, and they got so sad they finally just went to sleep. No matter how much you shake them, they won't wake up. That's how sad they are. But that treasure isn't really gone. It's actually so close they could reach out and touch it. But they don't realize it's so close. All they do is sleep. But really, they're waiting for someone to wake them up. Because that person is right next to them. They're not gone at all. I don't know when, but I know that someday they'll wake up. That's what I think the song is.
And Mommy looked at me and smiled. Her eyes seemed so clear and calm as she gazed at the moonlight coming in through the curtains. It was the first time I'd seen such a pretty color. I wonder if that's where she got Stardust Handshake from, or at least because that's like the same concept, right? Reaching out and touching. I don't know. It's immediately what came to my mind. But when I thought back, I'd actually seen it once before. That day. That rainy day when I got my memories back. She had that same look in her eyes when she held me. She'd kept saying the same thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kagari. I thought that she was apologizing for what she'd done in the future. I thought that she was apologizing for leaving me all alone. But she wasn't. That apology was only from the Mayuri Shina who lived in 2011. She was saying that she was sorry for leaving me alone. It was about half a year later when I realized this. July 7th, 2011. The day of Tanabata. To tell the truth, I had known it was coming. I don't know what's going on right now. I mean, obviously this is like wholesome, but also this is like we're kind of like time skipping several weeks into the future. Like I don't know what's going on right now.
I wonder why Mommy wanted me to come here. Maybe she's thinking of a surprise?
Kagari whispered as if she wanted it to be true. Today was July 7th, Tanabata. The lab was going to have a Tanabata party with the Tenoji family on the roof of the building. It was essentially an excuse to hold a barbecue. The sky was clear that day, so the night stars were sure to be pretty.
I have to get back and keep getting ready. With Mommy's help, of course.
This is ominous. I don't know about this. I knew it was coming. I knew what this meant. I knew, but I pretended I didn't. She's in Radicon right now. Are they going to send her back? Are they sending her back to the future? Huh? I didn't want to come here. I didn't want to see this. I wanted to look away. I took one step after another toward the roof.
I need to hurry. Mommy's waiting. Why now? Mommy!
When I opened the door, I was met with a burst of warm wind and the gentle summer twilight. The stars could already be seen twinkling in the evening sky. Mayuri was there. She was standing right next to the time machine. Oh no, they are doing that, aren't they? She had one hand on her head to keep the wind from blowing away her hat, and another reached out toward the sky. Her open hand stretched straight up toward the Akihabara sky, as if she was trying to grab the brightest star. Her eyes seemed to look past the stars toward something beyond. It was so pretty, so ephemeral, and so fragile.
Mommy.
Kagari couldn't stop herself from crying out. It felt like if she didn't stop her, the stars would take her mother away.
Oh, Kagari! Da-da-da!
Mommy.
The tension started to drain from Kagari's body. Good. Mommy was acting normal now. There was nothing to worry about. Mommy would never leave her. Ever. When Kagari ran over, Mayuri lowered the hand that she'd reached out toward the sky.
What's wrong? Why did you want me to come here?
Mayuri smiled, slightly embarrassed, and spun the other way. And then she looked up at the time machine.
This is what you came here in, isn't it, Kagari?
Why bring that up? It's not something I...
Her words caught in her throat. She realized that the time machine's hatch was open.
Why? Why is the time machine's hatch open?
And then someone appeared from within the time machine.
Kagari?
Why are you... That's what I want to know. What are you two doing?
Big Sis Mayu, you promised you'd keep it a secret from Kagari. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, Suzu. Mayushi wanted to say goodbye to Kagari, no matter what. I'll be done soon, so keep getting ready.
Okay. Once you're done, get in.
Suzuha disappeared back inside the time machine.
A secret? Goodbye. Getting ready? What are you two talking about? I don't understand.
She did understand. She'd known exactly what was coming since she got the message from her mother. But she didn't want to accept it. She didn't want to accept that the time machine was going to tear her away from her mother again.
Listen, Mayushi's about to go back into the past with Suzu.
Huh? Wait, you? Why are you going? Huh? Huh? Why is she going? How does that make sense? Did Okabe approve of this? Huh? These alternate endings, they just happen, man. They don't explain, they just go for it. They don't care. Why would she? Okay, I guess they're probably gonna maybe talk about it, so never mind. Let's just this is weird.
So that the person she loves can wake up.
Oh. It's impossible. The world lines are going to converge. No matter how hard you try, you can't change them. No one can.
You're right. Mayushi can't change them.
Then...
But you know Okarin can. Okarin has the power to change the future. And even Mayushi can go back to that day and give him a little push.
Oh.
That day is our only chance.
It won't work!
Kagari grabbed Mayuri's arms, but she just smiled sadly.
Even if it doesn't, Mayushi wants to see him again. Haowen Kiyoma. I want to see my Hikoboshi again.
Oh. No.
But she knew this was coming. Ever since the day she got her memories back, Kagari's life had been truly happy. She'd lived every day in a peaceful Japan with no war, and with Mayuri and the rest of the lab. Every day shined like a jewel, and she'd thought it would last forever. But she'd known what that look in Mayuri's eyes had meant. She'd known why, even when everyone was having fun, Mayuri always seemed kind of sad.
What about me? What happens to me? If Uncle Okarin does reach Steins Gate, maybe the war won't happen. And maybe a lot of people will be saved. But then I won't be able to meet you.
That's not true. No matter what the future holds, I'm going to meet you. In that world, you might not be alone. You might have a happy life with your real mom and dad. But even if you do, I'll still come see you. And then we can be really, really, really good friends. So you don't need to worry about a thing.
You and I might forget about each other. How can you come find me if you don't remember me? It's impossible!
Nope. Mayushi will know who you are.
How? How can you be sure? Oh,
Because that's fate. The bond between Mayushi and Kagari won't be broken by anything. So even if we lose our memories, Mayushi will come find you.
Mommy.
Tears like pearls fell from Mayuri's eyes, but she kept smiling at Kagari anyway. And for the first time, Kagari realized how strong Mayuri Shina really was. She realized, even if Mayuri didn't, how tough and strong her will was. This girl, who seemed so small and fragile, believed in the power of the future more than anyone in the world.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Mayuri was about to get in the time machine. She could see Mayuri's legs shaking with each step up the ladder she took. She couldn't let this happen. It would just end up like that day in 2036. Kagari couldn't take that anymore.
Wait!
Kagari clung to Mayuri's body.
Huh? I won't let you go to the past! I'll go instead!
Kagari grabbed the phone that Mayuri was holding and then pulled down on her hard.
Yeah!
Mayuri lost her balance and fell off the ladder. And Kagari leapt inside.
Kagari? Are you crazy?
Kagari ignored her and leaned out of the hatch to smile down at Mayuri.
Mommy! I'll take care of Uncle Okarin. So just wait there. Kagari! Big Sis Suzuha, close the hatch.
You're sure?
Yeah.
All right. The hatch started to close. Mayuri was staring up at Kagari in shock.
Kagari. Mommy! I'll always love you. In the past, in the present, and in the future. Oh.
And then the hatch closed. She couldn't see her beloved mother anymore. She wiped away the tears, sat down in the passenger seat, and strapped herself in. Suzuha sat in the middle seat and grinned. I didn't think I'd be doing this with you twice.
We've just gone back to the first time, is all.
This is nothing like the first time. You were sobbing like a baby then.
You were crying a little too, Big Sis Suzuha.
You're right. Let's go, Kagari. To the past.
Okay.
Suzuha tapped at the console and the whole seat started to shake. At the same time, a pale light began to shine from within the machine. The time travel was beginning. There was no guarantee it would work. She might never see Mayuri again. But she swore that she would make this succeed. As the daughter of Mayuri Shina.
searching for one thing, the laughter of the stars, shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it.
No matter how far apart they were, that song would connect them together. Oh! Oh! Wholesome! My gosh! Oh my goodness, that was so wholesome. Wow, that was actually a short ending too. That was only, what, 2 episodes technically, I think? Maybe 3? Dang. Wow, that one was wholesome as heck. And sad. Wow. The funny thing about these endings too is, like, knowing what we know, it's like, it feels like it's like, oh, that what they're doing is futile because you know that won't work. You know, you're like, they're gonna go and try to reconvince Okabe or whatever in the future, but like she said, the world line is just gonna make that happen or whatever. So it's just funny that that they still do it anyway. But you know, in order to have different endings that aren't the true ending, I guess you do have to have some sort of different variations, most of which aren't gonna make sense. So. But I don't know, the second ending we got with Maho saying that she wanted to make a time machine, that was actually pretty optimistic. You know, it didn't have anything to really, she wasn't like going back in time, she was just, it was like the start of what could have been. You could have seen that being like Steins Gate 3 or something, like where she's focusing on trying to make a time machine or something. So that one was a little bit more like, you could see maybe potentially working, but very interesting. Yeah, I liked that one. I liked that one quite a bit. That was very wholesome. I don't know if I like this one or the second ending more. They're focusing on different people depending on the ending. The first ending was just sad and depressing. The other one, the second one was Moeka and Maho, and then this one was Mayuri and Kagari, which is interesting. So I wonder what the next 2 will be. I think there's 2 more, and then we have the true ending. So is that it? Recursive Mother Goose. Yeah, that was it. Wow. Okay. All right. Always got to check just to be sure. So, all right. That was the 3rd ending. So, next episode, we'll be moving on to the 4th ending. And I guess we'll see where it goes from there. I can't remember where we have to pick up from, but I guess I'll see you there in the next episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. And I hope to see all of you ruffians in the next episode. Peace.